What's up, folks? My name is Rassam Bahati, born and raised in Compton, California, where at the young age of 11 years old, I found the sport of track cycling. 10 national titles later, I launched the Bahati Foundation to help marginalized communities rise above their circumstances. But today, I ride for fun, fitness, and community, all while representing brands that I love so much in the industry and making cool content.
Got it started here. Lonnie, stars and stripes.
What's up, everyone? It's another edition of Chocolate Rocket on the tree. Coming for day two. I'm late. Maybe not late, but I've just been busy. Been meaning to get this stuff out. So, hot day started at 2 o'clock versus the first day starting at 1 or starting at 5:30. Sorry, we started later in the day on the first day, but just showing you a preview of the course, and we're gonna jump right into 5 laps to go. At this point, we have a guy in the breakaway, Brian Hill. It's up front with 5 other riders. No teams were represented twice, so I think that's part of the reason this break was successful. Everyone was committed because they were solo. I was a little concerned. Randall Coxworth from Monster Media was in that move. He's known to have a good turn of speed at the end of a bike race. No matter if the course is difficult for sprinters or not, if a sprinter get to those closing laps, more than likely we call it the 5-lap fever, and you don't want to mess with sprinters in the 5-lap fever if you're in a small group. You saw that little kind of smash on the brake. I'm actually a little surprised with some of the riding style that you get in the Masters field. I'm not putting fingers on a single person, but yeah, a little reckless at times. And I think a lot of it is now that you have this mixture, melting pot of riders that started with COVID, maybe started just after COVID. They're talented, just gifted athletes of some sort, and they're translating that over to the bike, but the skill set is just not quite there. So, squeezed in on the right side by the barriers, that was Phil Tinsman, and now cutting some corners here, and I'm riding towards the front because I am, even though I can't win the race, we're hoping our guy Brian Hill is going to win the race up front. I still wanted to go for the full sprint. I've only had about 8 races on my legs this year, so getting that repetition of fighting for wheels, positioning, and then being on the limit, if you're on the limit, and then sprint is something I haven't done a lot of this year. So I was really focused on just riding towards the front, using some efforts, and then opening up a sprint, and we will see how that unfolds. Right now I got Marco Olidia on my wheel, my teammate, and he's followed by Eric Anderson, my old teammate and friend right there from Methods to Winning. And we're getting down to the end. That's Salazar, 3 riders ahead of me. He was absolutely riding just solid the entire Toast of Tough. And one thing about him, you don't have to tell him what to do. Here we are with 3 laps to go. We've been racing about 51 minutes, and you see attack on the inside. Attacks like that at this late in the race, it's not likely they will survive, especially when you still have guys still going for minor placements. It's 5 guys up the road, so 6 places there. The leader of the series so far, Emil Abraham, is still in our group. So he would be mindful as well of not letting too many riders slip off the front so he don't lose positions. This part of the course right here was actually interesting to me. It was quite heavy. You had that initial uphill, and then as you got to the top, you made that left, and it's just like, maybe it was false flat, but it just felt really heavy on the legs. You have to really use, at least for me, I'm speaking for myself, had to use a lot of energy to get up over that. So here we are, 2 laps to go, and there's Emil in the leader's jersey. He's working his way towards the front and following the lead. At this point, Marco gets in front of me, and he's just telling me that, hey, I want to lead you out. I want to repay you for yesterday where he ran second in a very good sprint against the fast man. Emil So at this point, actually, I don't. Sorry, I don't have any of my metrics up. I don't know what's going on with my Wahoo, but the stuff is not going over. So this attack right here, I don't know if a lot of people know this guy who just attacked off the front there. That's Ian Dilly, and I didn't want to follow it because I knew Emil was on my wheel. So I was just trying to make him use a little effort to try to tire him out a little bit, and I just used a really small effort to get back on the wheel. So if it was 2 guys to go in front of me, I had to use a bigger effort, but it was 3 guys, so I was able to use a really small effort and slide back on the wheel. We still have a lap and a half to go, so absolutely no panic for me at all. Yes, I did lose my teammates, but there are only 3 riders ahead of me, and I know how to get back to him. But Ian, he's an ex-pro, raced at a very high level, and he's still on the front from that attack that you saw. And he's actually hurting me right here. Like I was digging really deep to stay on the wheel. Maybe you can't really tell, especially not seeing my heart rate or my watts or the speed or anything like that. But I was hurting, and then I just kept telling myself, "Hey, just hang tough." So at this point, my front camera died. Ian is still on the front. One guy had just attacked. Marco blew up right here, right here on the hill. So he's done. This was a very hot day. It was hard to breathe, and you can see the gaps started forming. So I got myself back on the wheel. There's about 4 guys in front of me now, and at this point, you just, you're trying to recover. You're trying to breathe. You're trying to just get some oxygen back in those lungs so you can deliver them to the legs and open a sprint. So even though this is downhill, it wasn't a very easy downhill. You did have to pedal. I didn't think anyone would actually go faster than what we were going already, and you see I was wrong. People did go around me, and so I'm still thinking in my head, all right, still sprint. Even though you may miss out on winning the field sprint, just still kick. And so I went to stand up to sprint and just didn't have anything. So I just kind of pedaled as hard as I could in the saddle, and was thankful that I survived the day. And yeah, that was day 2. So it's up, day 3 coming up soon. 582. Thanks for watching.